Hi everyone. I hope you can see me and hear me clearly. Hi. Okay, got it. Mm, How's everyone doing? Thursday and my voice, like my throat is about to, I don't know, it's not doing well. So, well, yeah, but today we have a guest with us who will be joining us for the Thursday reading sessions. And I'm really sorry for the delay. Okay. I realized I'm just late because I was having my dinner. Um, and yeah, I realized I was a little cranky because I was hungry. So I thought I'd rather have dinner. But hi, everyone. It's so nice to see all of you in today's stream. Vaibhav is there. Hey. Um, Hi, everyone. And have you guys seen the teaser of Jose episode that Vaibhav did? It's absolutely amazing. Vaibhav had told me at around 4 that his call is starting soon, and we were supposed to discuss something. So he said he'll come back after the call and just ping me. I kept on waiting until 7:30 and then I dozed off. And I think apparently like 4 bajes leke 7:30 they were still on call. And yeah, I'm really sorry about my hands because I played Holi today and the color is not coming off. I'm glad you can't see my face because there is still color here, here, and somewhere here. But how is everyone doing? What's up? Are you guys planning on playing Holi tomorrow or today, depending on where you are? And yeah, well, I'll just have a quick look at the comment section also because I just realized I was asking questions and I was not doing anything. Hey, okay. Hi, Saurabh. How are you? Hi, Chaitanya. Okay. We see you on you. Great. Thanks, Pokraj. Hi, Sunil. How are you? Disha will be joining us in some time. I think she'll be joining us at around 10:05. I'll just confirm once. Um, yep. She's just joining in 10. And yeah, so oh God, great. Somebody has the exact same night suit. Really nice. I really have started enjoying doing my streams wearing night suits because there's just this, you kind of ease in and relax, and you know that you're not going anywhere. So you can stay for the chit chat, you can stay with in the mood and go slow, which is less of a pressure on me. But yeah. Hi, Jibin. How are you? Hi, Cinephile Buddy. Hi, Samyak. We play Holi after 5 days on Rang Panchami. Hey Shreyas, where are you from? I didn't know of this. Like, I know my parents are celebrating. If you think like part of my face is red, it's probably because the color is still here. But I am seeing like two screens. One is YouTube, one is Zoom. And I realize you don't see a lot of it on YouTube because it's all yellow. So, but yeah. Um, how are you guys? And I feel like I say this on every stream, but your portrait mode is so damn good. I am so glad, Vinayak, you like it. Like that was the only validation and all the validation that I needed in the whole wide world. By the way, there's a song recommendation that I have for you. I think it's by Cage the Elephant or Whole Wide World. I get so confused in bands these days, but yeah. Hey, I didn't know. So, do you guys? So, I know I am from Himachal, in case you didn't know, and we celebrate it on it a day before everyone else around the country, which I'm not sure why. So, for example, the actual Holi is on the 19th, but we celebrate it on the 18th. Oh, Oh, so if the actual Holi is on the 18th, we celebrate it on 17th. There are certain parts where we also have Choti Holi, Body Holi, and then Choti Holi again, which is very confusing for me. But this is nice. Stop playing Holi for over 30. I love Holi. I absolutely love Holi. Partly because you can throw eggs and people, you can egg people, you can throw water on them and just run away and nobody will recognize you. But that's just that. But how many of you are planning on playing Holi? Holi is like one of my favorite festivals. I like most of the festivals, to be honest. I'm an optimist that way. I don't know if it even makes sense. But yeah, I'm very excited to do the stream with Disha. She'll be joining. I thought before I was going on the stream that I'll be doing a reveal of sorts. Then I realized, oh, it's already relieved in the everywhere. But yes, that's nice. How many of you have been reading Bird by Bird? I know we have a guest coming up, but we have to talk about the book of the month. I've been receiving quite a few emails and they're very nice. And आज मुझे line से 5 लोगों ने tag कर दिया in their stories of them reading Bird by Bird. So I was so happy. Oh, people are actually reading the book. That's amazing. It doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense? Karan, na, Karan. I think Karan. Pokhraj saying, OMG, that choti and badi thing is such a Hindi bad thing. Yeah. Holi is a license to, yeah. Well, yeah, that can happen sometimes and it's a terrible experience. But I also think I've mostly celebrated it with my family and friends. So I fortunately have not had the chance to experience it. But hi, Simeon. Disha is just joining. She'll be joining us at 10 p.m. But that's nice. It's a burden on me to read Bird by Bird. Pokhara, you never read any of the a book a month reads. I am slightly upset on that regard. It doesn't make sense to be optimistic about festivals. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. That's why I said it, because I just realized it the moment I said it. And yeah, what all have you been reading, guys? And it's kind of weird when I ask a question and then I have to wait for 7 seconds. But yeah. Hi, Swati. How are you? Hindol is not going to join us today. It's only going to be Disha. I'm really sorry about my throat also. But what all have you guys been reading? And have you also picked up Bird by Bird? Because I'm very excited about the book. And I just want to gauge as to how many people are roughly reading the book. Okay. Everyone, please. Yeah, Jibin is saying all the right things that I should be saying. Please like the stream, guys. Hey, thank you so much, Sam. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm really sorry. I'm struggling to finish The Lonely City. We were reading The Lonely City in the month of January. We're way past that. So if you're struggling to read it, it's okay to drop it. You'll come back to the book when it's the right time. Don't stress about not reading it and like not finishing the book. It's okay. Somebody's reading The Kite Runner. Nice. All the Light We Cannot See. The Defining Decade. What do you think of people who don't read at all? I mean, they're not my target audience. No, I don't. It's okay. I don't mind if people do not read. I mind if they have strong opinions against it. Dostoevsky's Demons, Azadi. How's Azadi by Arundhati Roy Rupam? Are you enjoying it? 1984, Indian Economy. Just pick up this book called Nothing But the Night by John Williams. Absolutely good. I've been reading Me Thoughts. Origins of Political Order by God, people are doing some serious reading, right? It ends with us. Oh, is this book good? I've been seeing it everywhere in every Bookstagrammer's post story. It's there. That bokeh effect is. Oh, thanks. You're doing good work. Oh, thank you. I for a second I was like, oh, which book is that? But thank you so much, Siddhant. You're very kind. The Body. Nice. Just finished Supernova Era. What is it about it? It sounds interesting. It also reminds me of a song, which is not really good. Currently reading Brain Rules and Lust for... How is Brain Rules? I know Lust for Life. This reminds me of the book. I did a Q&A on Instagram a few days ago. And there was this book called A Little Life. And people have been asking me to read it. but I do not want to read it, mostly because of the trigger warnings. And I want to read it, but I'm not able to pick it up because there have been so many trigger warnings that have come my way. And it just kind of demotivates me from picking the book up. But I did a poll, and I think majority of the people wanted me to pick it up for a book a month sometime this year. I'm not going to pick it up for the month of April. I want my April to be happy and pleasant. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to pick up A Little Life. I'm a little scared because a lot of people also warn me against picking it up because we'll go through all the trigger warnings before anyone picks it up. But just what do you like the idea of picking A Little Life? And somebody's reading all about love. Hey, nice. Okay, I just skipped through all the comments and I kind of lost them somewhere. But yeah, Tuesdays with Maury. Do epic. Somebody's reading. Oh, nice. Hey, Shatish, how are you? I am hoping this is my friend from college, but I'm not sure. Okay. Haven't heard Vaani talk about any horror books. Oh God. I do not do horror. I tried doing a ghost talks. We tried doing ghost talks, which was a stream about ghost stories, but I couldn't find volunteers to share ghost stories with me. And also I'm shit scared to read anything on my own. So we never picked it up. Hey, Jibin. It's okay. I mean, but I don't know if I could finish it. We still have time. There are like what, 11, 13 days, 13, 14 days. Oh, do I look stressed? I'm sorry. I think it's just old age. But the guest of the hour is here. I'll just let her in. Disha is here. And yeah. Wait. Hi, Disha. Can you hear me?
Hi, just give me a second, okay? I'm gonna
Sure,
set up.
sure. I'm going to read the comments until then. Okay, Pokraj, I usually go to Reddit for horror stories. That's what I do. I don't read or watch horror stuff. I just go to Reddit for it. Ghost talks can be done in VM Square Stream. I do not think Vaibhav's interested in ghost stories as much as I am, and I do not want it to be something that only one person enjoys and the other person doesn't. Feminism is for everybody by bell hooks. I've reached that stage where I just want someone to gift me books because I don't want to buy any more books. Piyu, who's our godfather, I don't know if she's watching the stream. Piyu, our godfather, actually sent me this event which was happening in my city. I think it happens in a lot of cities. It's by Book Chor, Lokti Box event or something like that, where you get 3 tiers of boxes. So if you pay 1,200, you get a certain sized box. If you pay 1,800 and then 2,500, something on those sorts. I went ahead and I got as many books as I could, and I posted a book in the book club also today, or maybe yesterday. It's a periodic table of all the rock bands that you have, rock metal bands, and it's absolutely interesting. I literally did a little dance when I discovered that book, but it was worth it. So thank you, Piyu, if you're watching this. And yeah, but I really am tired of spending all my money on books. Hey, Disha, I have the same night suit.
I know. So I was wearing something else, and then I saw you wearing the night suit, so I changed a bit very quickly.
That's absolutely amazing. I'm so glad. This is the first time someone has done this with me. But how are you? How have you been?
Good. How are you?
We could have twinned had you told me you were wearing this, but okay.
Next time.
Next time. We'll do it on Sunday when you invite me for the Shaheen stream, and maybe we can make him all be left out.
Sure. Done.
So how are you? How's your? Are you going to celebrate Holi tomorrow? I mean, it's very rude to ask people that way.
I don't think so.
Oh, so you don't like Holi, or?
I don't like Holi at all. I don't.
Everyone that I've been meeting.
Like, I like being dry.
Yeah.
Is there a lag on my end?
I think so.
Okay.
There's a slight lag.
Okay, wait. I'm going to fix it. Continue talking.
Yeah. So I don't know. Everyone that I've been meeting today hates playing Holi. And I was the only one who was excited. Then I played Holi and I was like, okay, I realize now why people hate Holi, because it was just the excitement that had kind of, what do you call it, had piled over for the past few years. That's it.
Right. No, but you played Holi today. You're that excited for it.
No, so I celebrated it with my friends because most of them are leaving tomorrow.
Acha,
And
acha,
also, in any case, like I am not home, but like in my at back home, they play a day ahead, which I'm not sure
acha.
why that happens. But yeah,
Mm. I wish I had Holi plans, but I don't have any Holi plans.
it's okay. It's good for skin and hair that you
Yeah.
don't play Holi. But this is the reading stream, so I'll just jump right in. What
Sure.
have you been reading these days?
Do you want me to be very honest?
Slightly.
Slightly honest? Okay, so I haven't been reading that regularly, and
Okay.
I really want to get back into it. Only on the last stream, I was telling Hindal, since like the last 3 months, I've been trying to read along with you guys
Yeah.
and pick up the book for the month so that I can also join the stream and the discussion, but that hasn't been happening. So this month, I'm definitely like, at least I'm trying to, maybe this stream, you can hold me accountable through this. But I'm trying to read Bird by Bird. Is that the name?
Yeah. Yes, that's the name.
Yeah. So usually what I do is I'll read some of my guilty pleasures to get back into reading. So I have a few books with me that I can show you, but they're very embarrassing.
No, that's absolutely fine. No book is embarrassing.
No, these are embarrassing. These are
Okay.
like books that I picked up back in fifth standard, and so
Oh, that's absolutely okay. I read a lot of things when I was in class 5. So
yeah.
yeah, that were pretty embarrassing.
Okay, we'll see. You'll have to share as well. Okay,
Oh,
some
sure.
embarrassing books.
Hanji, I'll do that.
So do you want to get into it or?
Why don't you take the lead?
Okay. So I can't believe I'm doing this to myself. But there's this book called the Rosie Hopkins Sweet Shop of Dreams.
Yeah. And
It's
what
like
is it about?
it's like every rom-com ever where this girl lives in the city and has a very hectic job and a
Yeah.
boyfriend that doesn't treat her well. And then suddenly her aunt, who runs a sweet shop in this
Yeah.
very remote part of the town, she falls
Yeah.
ill and her niece is supposed to
Yeah.
take over the shop. So she moves to this very remote part of the town and starts running a sweet shop. And there she meets someone and falls in love with a prince.
Nice. It sounds like the Hallmark
Yeah,
movies
it
that
is.
come out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice.
Mhm.
Somebody has commented, okay, it's Nikhil who's our godfather. This is really getting into the pillow fight zone now.
It is.
Yeah.
I was wondering whether I should change or not. I thought thoda zyada ho jayega, but I don't
But
regret
I
it.
think it's worth it. Like, I
You
don't
know?
know. Yeah. But I was it was such a happy surprise to see you wear a night suit that's
Yeah,
coordinated.
that is why I was a little late. Otherwise, I was all ready. I told you I'll join at 10, but I was ready by 9:50. And then I saw you in the night suit. I was like, I have to change.
This was the best decision. Okay. And what are you reading? Okay. And are there any more books also that you have you made a list of books that you want to recommend to us, or
Oh, these are not recommendations at
oh,
all.
great.
Told you that I'll see this year also, but for this month, I want to make a video about books. So I'm trying to gatekeep content for that.
Oh,
So I'm
that's
just going to share
nice.
with that. Yeah, these aren't recommendations, but
These are the books that you loved when you were growing up.
yeah, and these are the books that usually help me get back into reading whenever I go through like a funk.
So you go back to these books again and again, or
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, because I already know the story and sorry, yeah, because I already know the story. So even if I drop it midway, I won't feel guilty about it, right?
nice.
That's my
That
strategy.
that's nice. That's a great
Yeah.
strategy, actually.
This is not like an embarrassing book, but Memoirs of a Geisha.
Yes.
I'm sure you've read.
I haven't read this, but I've heard a lot about this. Everyone has been asking me to pick it up and read.
This is a beautiful book, and it's exactly what the title says. And I wasn't going to read this, but so pehle, I think like 2-3 years back, I had this habit where a friend and I we would read together, and every time there was a quote from the book that we liked, we would mail it to each other because it would be just easier to keep like those messages aside. So I was cleaning out my mail today, and I noticed there was a quote I'd sent to her from this book,
Yeah.
which made me want to pick this up again.
Nice. And
Do you want me to share the quote?
yes, I was actually going to ask you to do that.
I knew you would want to hear it, so I kept it, and I've opened the mail somewhere. My voice is not as soothing as yours, but I'm going to try my best.
No, I think it's equally, even better actually.
Just a second.
Just give me 1 second, Disha. I'll return. There's someone at the door. Just give me 1 second.
Take your time. I'll look at the chat till then. Hi, guys. Let's see. Shubdi is saying, Disha, I love your music recommendations. Thank you so much. Hi, Apan. I always see you on Disha in all streams.
Hi, did I miss anything?
No, I was just going through the chat. I just realized I have decided to start like I'm gonna do solo streams from next week onwards, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ready. The minute you left,
Why?
I started panicking a little.
It's okay. When anything goes wrong, you can start reading the comments. And sometimes I even have moments of silence in my stream.
That is what happened just now. For 2 minutes, I was just
if you get awkward, just accept it. And that's one hack I use. Like I just tell what I'm feeling because then it just reduces the awkwardness. And even if I'm panicking, I just say, guys, I'm sorry, I'm panicking a little. And that just eases me. Okay, this is out. So what is the worst that can happen now?
Makes sense. I'm going to take a lot of tips from you before I go.
Sure. I'll be happy to share because I've had my own share of blunders.
But are you the type of person that's very comfortable with public speaking? Was streaming a big deal for you?
I would say yes and no. I kind of tend to keep things very short. So I'm not very comfortable speaking publicly. But even when I do it well, but I do it very formally. And I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, I really keep my sentences short. So I think that I feel that it's very awkward, but other people don't notice it. So I just tend to go with the flow now. Yeah.
Do you ever watch your live streams back?
No. I think I used to. Initially, I used to because then you need to improve upon certain things, etc., etc. Now I'm very conscious even when I'm streaming, so I already know what went wrong, and then I sometimes just go back to those particular points. Otherwise, it's a very toxic cycle of judging yourself again and again, how you sound, how you look, or maybe I could have moved my hand that way or this way. So I tend to not go back and watch myself. Do you do that?
I have been doing that. As I said, I've been prepping a little so that I can start streaming alone. But that hasn't been helpful at all. I noticed the weirdest things about me, like my posture or the way I pronounce a certain word.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Just be very relaxed. And before you start streaming, I think one thing to do is, so every time I'm relaxed before I start my stream, my streams do, like, not my streams do well, but I enjoy streaming. The moment, so if I'm running late, I usually end up with a very awkward first 5 to 10 minutes. So I usually try to be 10, like I try to sit on my chair like 10 minutes before the stream starts. So I'm very relaxed and comfortable and calm. But yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have any, how has your experience been on the Shaheen streams?
So initially, I was very against the idea of streaming because with me, it's very weird. Sometimes I'll be super confident and okay with doing whatever. And then other times, especially when I know things are happening in advance, even if I'm okay with it, I'll like talk myself into being nervous about it. So, like overall, it has been okay. Initially, I was super nervous, but then dheere dheere, I think I've gotten comfortable. And also, it helps that Hindol is with me on streams because he's able to like talk a lot by himself. So I get like the time to relax. Yeah, I'll say something and then he'll just run with it.
That's actually nice. That means like both of you have established a very nice partnership also.
Mhm.
That's nice. And what do you plan to do in your solo streams?
I have no idea. Do you have any ideas for me?
I really do not know. But you could actually take up. So what I usually do in my streams is usually I get guests, and sometimes when I do not get guests, I usually read and explore reading. We actually have classroom sessions sometimes where we read a few pages, and then we also discuss. So it becomes, I like to think that we are doing something productive while also enjoying the vatavaran of, I don't know, live stream where you exchange comments and you also read.
Right. I'm so sorry. My internet is not the best. It never works whenever I'm streaming for some reason. So I don't know if
It's
you can
actually,
notice that I'm freezing, but I can tell.
yeah. You're freezing a little, but I think that's okay.
Mhm. How do you deal with technical difficulties when you're streaming alone? So suppose I start freezing up, who's going to take care of it?
Oh, fortunately, that hasn't happened until now. And even if it does, it will obviously, I can imagine it'll get to me where I'll be very conscious. But I will also kind of either restart the stream or take somebody's help, or I'll just go with the flow and roll because I really want to enjoy the stream. See, I've realized one thing. See, when you make episodes, you really put in, we tend to put in all our efforts in finding the recommendation, talking about it, scripting how we want to recommend it and the things that we like about the recommendation and so on. So streams essentially are where you can have a laid back conversation while also talking about something that's so important for you. So I tend to make my streams a little selfish that way. I talk about the things that I like, but then I also want to do it my way. So it has to be a little relaxed so that everyone can also enjoy what you are watching. Because I think, um, yeah. So because you're live, and if anything goes wrong, it'll just show on your face. So the best thing is to just enjoy because everyone knows internet issues are everywhere. So there's no point getting very awkward about it or feeling anxious about it. I'm saying this right now, but I think I will get very anxious the moment it starts happening. But I just tend to just relax and enjoy my streams.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm ready to stream alone?
I think you are. I always thought you were ready to stream. See, you would never know until you jump into the stream and you try to swim, right?
Yeah.
You will enjoy streaming alone. I think that'll be one of the nicest experiences you've had because it's very nice to interact with people.
Mhm.
And what is even better is the recommendations they bring to you because a lot of people have been watching the content you create. So uh, they know your
Taste.
taste
Yeah.
and they will come back to you with certain things that certain ideas, certain recommendations that you wouldn't have known otherwise, and that's really nice. And the live feedback that you'll get will actually help you improve in other aspects of creating the content that you are. It just feels like we're having this the calls we usually have,
Yeah.
we're just having it publicly.
Yeah. I'm sorry for distracting you. Should we get back into it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I was going to read out that quote for you. I have misplaced. Yeah. So at the temple, there is a poem called Laws Carved into the Stone. It has 3 words, but the poet has scratched them out. You cannot read laws, you can only feel it.
Nice. You cannot read laws, but you can only feel it. That's nice. Do you also maintain an archive of quotes?
I used to, I'm not very organized with it. Like with every new book, I'll start a new system. I'll either use like those sticky notes or I'll put it somewhere on my phone. I want to be more organized with it, but I like, um, pehle I had become very, very strict about the fact that I don't want to doodle on my books at all. But now I feel like that's stupid. And I've been trying to make notes in the margins itself.
Do you use a pencil or a pen? Like this is it's
A
okay.
pencil. A
Great.
pen.
I was
Yeah.
going to say it's okay if you use a pen, but it's even better that you use a pencil.
Yeah. And you know why this started? It's because I got this secondhand book and the previous owner has scribbled notes on that book. And it just feels so beautiful to read all those notes. You want to see it? I've got
Yes.
it as well somewhere. It's a copy of Jane Eyre.
Mm-hmm.
So this is that book.
Nice. It's
And
a lovely cover, by the way.
right?
Yeah.
And it's in a very bad state, but it says Daisy H. Botwala, 1712-86.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's
1986.
written my favorite novel in a
Nice.
yeah, and she's scribbled some notes here also.
Wow. Where did you get it?
This is at Flora Fountain.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you know what Flora Fountain is?
No, I'm not sure.
So near the, it's a place in Bombay, obviously, and there are a lot of secondhand booksellers. So you'll have just piles and piles of books.
So do you
That place. If you ever
sorry?
come to Bombay, you would love that place. I'll take you there if you ever come to
That's absolutely amazing. And I really want to be there. I think the only place where I've shopped for books in Bombay is the Prithvi, the bookshop
Bombay.
at Prithvi.
Outside the theater.
And
Yeah.
yeah. And I think the first book that I ever recommended on Chalchitra, the Groucho letters, was from that bookstore. So that's kind of nice. And what other things have, so how do you go about reading your books? So one was that you have started taking notes in the margins now. And is there another process that you have for perhaps storing the quotes that you have or highlighting things?
So I had started storing some quotes on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also started maintaining a diary where I would write quotes and poems and anything that caught my fancy. But that wasn't a very efficient system because I lost the book. Now I think my best bet is just to underline stuff that I like and I'll put a sticky note so that I can reach that page.
Nice. It's actually, yeah. The thing with maintaining diaries for me was that sometimes the quotes would be so long that I would just get tired of storing that down. So I was like, okay, ticket, this is very inefficient for me.
Yeah, and also the problem with that is that sometimes you need to know the context. So if you directly open the book, then you can quickly refresh. Yeah.
You know, what I have started doing now for the past few years. If I like something that's nice, I underline it, of course. But if there is something that I really, really love, I note down the page number at the end of the book. So if sometimes I have to recommend the book to somebody, I immediately turn to the last page and there'll be like page number 17. I'll go to 17 and I'll be like, oh, this is the part that you should definitely read. It's kind of like a cheat sheet towards the end of the book. It's like agar apne puri abookament nahi padhi hai, so you can just go through the last page of my book and you'll know the important passages are here that are really nice, according to me. But yeah. Do you want to move on to the next book?
Sure.
I'm really sorry if my voice is like a little too weird today because I played Holi and then my throat is all.
It's not. It's just as soothing as ever. The issue is that my internet is messing up, so I can hear everything like a second or a minute later. I don't know how big the lag is, but
Okay, got it. So I'll just keep it in mind. It's the same. Like people will hear my voice 7 seconds later. You'll hear it a second later. It's absolutely okay.
Okay. So again, very embarrassing, but I'm so grateful that I found this book. So did
Yeah.
you guys have those holistic book fairs after
Yes.
your,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So this is one of those books I found there and I had no idea. This was in, I think, fifth or sixth standard. And
Okay.
I had no idea what this book was at all. I just really liked the cover and it's a Dead Beautiful. And I was going through like a emo girl phase. So I picked it up.
You had an emo girl phase. That's nice. It's interesting to know.
I did. So I picked this book up and it's a very cringy Twilight type of. It's like a. I like to. It's nothing like Twilight, but it's in that zone. And yeah, do you want me to tell you the plot?
Yes, that'll.
Not
I
the
was waiting for that actually.
Yeah, I'm not the best at that.
Yeah.
But so basically, this book has this concept that there are dead people and undead people. So anyone who dies below the age of 21 and hasn't received a proper burial and
Mhm.
isn't buried properly, they
Yeah.
will wake up after 21 days and just start living. And they'll have like, suppose you die at 18. So how many years? 19, 20, 20. Sorry, my maths is. But basically, they'll have like 3 years to find the person that took their soul. So they wake up without a soul. Is this making sense? I'm not the best.
Okay. You got stuck, Beach May. So what I'm guessing now is that if you die before 21,
Yeah, basically, you're a child, you're not an adult. So,
so
yeah,
you can live, you'll wake up after 21 days if you've not had a proper burial, and you'll wake up after 21 days and you have time until you turn 21 to find that person.
those number of years, yeah, to find the person who got your soul.
How will someone get your soul?
So basically, when you wake up, you're not completely alive, you're undead in the sense that you don't have a soul in your body. So
Oh,
the person who was born at the exact same time and the day that you died on, and like that person has your soul.
this is confusing. And what's okay.
It's more complex than that. I just made it so simple.
So the kid
And
you have to, so the kid you have to steal your soul back from is perhaps 3 years old or is even younger than you.
so the thing is, you stop aging completely. So you like you have a limited. The thing is that when you wake, this is so confusing, but when you wake up, all of your qualities are completely amplified. So you're like the best possible version of yourself. You're the smartest you can be. You're the most good looking you can be. You have a lot of physical, like these are amplified qualities so that to help you find the person that took your soul so that you can take it back. So you stop aging completely, and
But only, and then what happens if you turn 21 and you're not able to find your soul?
slowly as the years pass by, you start decaying, and you like eventually die. But it's a very painful death. It's like not a normal human death. You just start decaying completely.
This is an interesting book.
Yeah. And the thing about being undead is that you can't eat, you can't smell anything, you can't taste stuff, you can't even sleep and enjoy music. None of that. So yeah, you don't have a soul.
And you can't even feel stuff, I imagine.
Yeah. So the thing is that the only way, suppose you find your soulmate, okay,
Okay.
soulmate, the person who has your soul,
Yeah.
the only way to take their soul and like take your soul back is by kissing them.
What if you die at 18 and the person who took your soul is 3 years old now?
So there is a solution. Like I don't remember exactly that. I feel like I'm like messing up on that part, but that the age problem doesn't happen. Like I don't know how. I think you have more years or something. I'll have to get back with to you on that. I
This is
kind of
very
forgot.
interesting, but it's
It is
also
very interesting. And you want to listen to the best part. So the our lead, she's a girl, okay, and she's like properly alive, everything, and
yeah.
she falls in love with this guy, and she has his soul, and he's in love with her too, and she's in
Wait,
love.
how can he be in love with her? Isn't he like half dead?
Yeah, they're still he's in love with her partially because she has a soul, so it's kind of narcissistic.
Oh, okay. Wait, before that, before I forget,
Extremely,
I'm
he feels very alive around.
just give me 1 second, Disha. Okay,
The
Devi
chat
Prasad.
is going wildly.
Yeah, Devi Prasad just gave us a super chat. Hey, thank
Vani, I can't hear you at all.
you. Hi, can you hear me?
Can everyone else hear Vani? Because I can't hear Vani.
Oops. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can. Yeah, sorry, it was
Great,
mine.
great. There
I
was a
couldn't hear
super
you.
chat by Devi Prasad. But hey, thank you so much.
Mhm.
And yes, now we're coming back to the thing. I want to understand this. So,
If you want, I can look up the age gap
this is just
explanation.
so interesting.
It
This
is a very interesting book, and I think like this is the reason why I started like reading properly.
I still remember the phase that we used to have. I think I was in class 8 or 9, where all the books that we had at Scholastic were really, really emo. Like, and I did not want to read them because the emo books were usually goth and, they was dark and scary and there would be
Mhm.
supernatural elements. And and I'm the shittiest person to be around because I get really scared. And,
Mhm.
but yeah, this is interesting.
I remember I had to fight with my mom to be able to get this book because like the tagline you says just one kiss will take your breath away. And my mom was like, this book says kiss on the cover, you can't buy it.
Oh, God. Then how did you get it? You got it from a second-hand bookstore?
No. I fought with her. I was like, it doesn't matter, mama. And then she bought it for me. Like I had to do a little bit of convincing, but I'm so glad.
Nice, 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 nice. I remember.
This book is so special to me that one of the ways I assess people that I'm going to be very good friends with is I'll give them the book. And if they like the book too, no matter how old they are, then I know like I'm going to get along.
Yeah, this is nice. Okay, but coming back to this. So if the person is around the girl, he'll feel alive, but he doesn't have a soul. But how can he, like, because this is something that, okay, I have two doubts. One is, what happens if you die at 18 and you can only live until 21 to find your soul, and the person who's born at the same
So
time?
that is something either I have made up in my head or something. Like there is an explanation for it. I don't know
Okay,
what
got
it
it.
is, but yeah, they I just know that they have a certain number of years before which their body starts decaying. And okay, I forgot to tell you this other concept where you can take random people's soul as well. It will give you like 2-3 years ka boost, but obviously you won't
Yes,
live like
got it. Nice.
so you can like yeah,
You can steal somebody's soul and you can live. Okay, ticket. So that
but
explains.
they die. Like yeah,
Oh, that person also needs to get the proper burial, no? Otherwise, they'll come back
only
for.
if they are under 21.
Got it. So go for people who are 22.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, so that's one. Now, the only doubt that remains for me is, so our protagonist has the soul of this guy who's still
Hmm.
alive. So he's half dead. Now he comes to her and she falls in love with him, and he also likes her back, which is weird because he doesn't have a soul. Is it because he has the soul of somebody else?
No, it's because I think so. The way I understood it is that he never had feelings for anyone else because he doesn't have a soul. And the only reason those, it, the way like people describe love traditionally, I feel more alive around him or her. And I feel like the sky is bluer and like the music is much nicer. Yeah. So that literally started happening to him because he was closer to his soul.
Got it.
So maybe yeah. That
Nice.
kind of breaks my heart because I thought he genuinely liked her, but okay, it's all
Now that
come.
you think about it, that's not love.
That's not.
What happens at the end? Of,
I really want you to read this book because like there are 3 parts to it, and
do you have all the three parts?
yeah, I do.
Wow, nice. I'm questioning my choices right now. The parts that I collected when I was a kid. Not very proud
But
of.
don't worry, I was reading. So the thing is that I uh, okay, we'll go into a little bit of history of reading for me.
Yeah.
Neither of my parents read. No one in my family reads at all. So when I started reading, it was completely accidental, and we didn't have that those many books lying around. So I would just read whatever I could get my hands on.
Mm-hmm.
Which meant that if we were ever like waiting at the doctor's, and they have like those stands full of books and you can just read something. So I
Yeah.
was reading stuff like Chetan Bhagat when I was in fifth standard, which wasn't the best.
Yeah, even I read a lot of Chetan Bhagat because the only bookstore that we had in the town sold Chetan Bhagat. So I had to wait for my parents to drive me every vacation to Chandigarh and beyond, where I could get proper access to proper bookstores. So a trip to Shimla, Chandigarh, Delhi, and so on and so forth was really welcome because I knew I'll come back with books that are nice and not just Chetan Bhagat or say Anarindam Chaudhary. I think he was the guy who wrote Self Help because it was a very small town with just one
Uh-huh.
bookstore. You order books and then you get them. So I had access to whatever books my parents read, and they would order the same books for me. So there was a lot of Prem Chand, there was a lot of Enid Blyton, and so on, but primarily Chetan Bhagat, which was
Yeah.
like new
Oh,
gen.
I thought it was not that common for like kids to be reading Chetan Bhagat, but
And I would conveniently skip a lot of pages that had romance and extra stuff because I would feel very embarrassed reading it. I was like, why do you have to write this and skip 2 chapters?
Chetan Bhagat was like my introduction to a lot of things.
Mine is, and I was like, oh, why is he writing that way? And because I was in class 5, and I was like, okay, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So do you want to share any of your embarrassing books? I think I have a few more, but I'll let you go.
um, okay, it's not an embarrassing book, but there's this series called A to Z Mysteries. It has 26 books, and it's by Ron Roy. And I would read them, and my library had all of them. And I finished those books because I was really into adventure and mysteries when I was growing up. Now, the thing that happened was that my father got transferred. And also, after some time, say in class 7, 8, I stopped going to the kids section. And then I realized one day when I was in class 12 that, oh, there used to be this set of books that I used to read from the library. Now, the thing was, nobody, nobody I've ever met until now has heard of those series. Okay, you're stuck. Can you hear me?
No, it paused for me for a minute. Yeah.
Great. Okay, not great, but so now, now that
You
you're
were you were saying nobody you've met so far?
yeah, nobody I've met so far has come across those books. But it's okay
Uh-huh.
that I now know how to access Google and all because for quite some time I thought that perhaps I made up this entire series in my mind or in my head because nobody knows about it. Google won't show me any, um, results for this. So that was that.
Mhm.
But that's one embarrassing story that I can think of from the top of my head. What
Mhm.
about you? Do you have more books on your list?
I do, but I wanted to ask you this question. So, another thing I remember is that I was very when I started getting into reading, I
Mhm.
was very greedy for it, and books are very expensive. Okay, and like these are like days way before Kindle, so I would go to these books by kg sales, and you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know that all the books there were basically uh, uh, of by authors that could not like the books weren't good basically. I don't know how to say it in a nicer way, right? So I was reading a lot of bad books. But so my question to you was, do you think it's better to read a bad book than not read at all?
Yeah, I think. See, reading
Right.
is very subjective for every person, right? And I think if you like a book, if you enjoy reading a book, read it. And today itself, I think Jerry Pinto had posted something on his Instagram. The only reason why a child should read is because he likes to read. And that is something I stand by. Because the only reason you should be reading is because you genuinely want to read,
Mm-hmm.
nothing else. And you genuinely enjoy the whole process of reading. So it doesn't matter whether you're reading a book that's part of good literature or something else. But I think the first step when you want pick up reading, especially when you're just starting off, You should read because you genuinely like the book and you genuinely like to read. Of course, उसके बाद बहुत सारे factors आ जाते हैं कि, you know, maybe this is factually wrong or maybe it's biased, etc. But that's much, much, much later. The only reason why you should be reading is because you like to read. There's no pressure otherwise.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. I'm also going to address a few comments, Disha. There was one for you. I think Vaibhav had commented. Question for Disha: more doors in the world or more wheels?
What is that?
There was a Twitter trend, I think, which I discovered in the last stream.
Uh-huh.
Vaibhav told me
Yeah,
about.
I have seen this going around.
So, what do you think? Are there more doors or two wheels?
I was gonna use the example of a car, but yeah, I mean, if you think of a truck, there are more wheels and less doors.
If you think of an oven, microwave oven, there are more wheels than doors. But if you also think of a house, it
More
has,
wheels.
yeah. I also think the same actually. But nice. Um, as a child, this is what Pokraj is saying, trashy books are fun.
True.
And I still like trashy books, to be honest. Sometimes I just end the share stuff.
Me too. And they are like the perfect gateway to get into good reading.
Yeah. And I also think it's sometimes nice and very, very relaxing to read something that's not very serious.
I agree.
Because sometimes you just want to let loose and enjoy and not think a lot when you're reading. Like every time I pick up the journal entry of Sylvia Plath, I come back with a heavy heart and a major headache because I just want to quit everything that I'm doing and sleep for a while because it's very heavy.
I agree.
Should we move on to the next book that you have on your list?
Uh, Let me see if there's anything that I can talk about because I've already shown you. Okay. So this one is called 100 Names by Cecilia Ahern,
This is a very beautiful cover.
right? It's
Yeah.
very worn out because it's pretty old, but yeah.
Nice. This is nice.
So very, very simply, I think the plot is that there's this journalist whose friend and her editor at the place that she works at, she is diagnosed with cancer. And as part of her final project, she had a list of 100 people that she wanted to interview, but she can't do it anymore because of her health reasons. So she passes it on to her friend, who's
Yeah.
not coping with the news of her diagnosis very well.
Okay.
But she sets on the journey to interview these 100 people anyways, and these 100 people are like, they're random people, they aren't famous or anything, and they have nothing in common per se. They have very different occupations, like one's a butterfly keeper, I think, and just very different people. And so like this is the list of 100 names and goes on. And yeah, so her job is to find these 100 people somehow and interview all of them and find out what the common link between them is. And it's a very simple message that every story is worth telling. That is what she figures out is the common link. But it's a very comforting book.
Nice. When did you read it?
I think I found this one when I was in 7th standard or 8th standard. When did Story of My Life by One Direction come out? Because I remember whenever I pick up this book, I think of that song because I think I was listening to that song while reading this book. So that is my set song.
I think it came out in 2012 or 13. After 2012 at least. This is something I'm certain of. Because I was
really distracted by the chat. Who is more muscular, Hrithik Roshan or John Abraham? What prompted that?
I'm not sure. Somebody said Hrithik Roshan. Then I don't know how. I have no idea. Who do you even want to answer that?
Let me think. John Abraham.
I also have the same answer, but yeah. Okay. Have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Okay. Anyways, there's this really the protagonist of Brooklyn Nine-Nine is called Jake Peralta, and he's very, very fun. Um,
Yeah, I know all the characters roughly
yeah.
because everyone around me is obsessed with. Yeah.
Somebody has said, here's a fun game. Take a super serious book, replace the protagonist with Jake Peralta. This is Tintin the Reporter.
Oh, okay. Since I haven't watched the show, it won't be that effective. I'll try to like think of somebody
Think of
else.
someone who's very funny, interesting, comic.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Cool. But yeah. Did you also listen to One Direction when you were growing up?
Oh, yes. I mean, I did it secretly for the first few years because I was very embarrassed. Why was there so much pressure to not like One Direction and
I think because
Justin
it was
Bieber?
a boy band. You know what my sibling did when he came? So he kind of came on one of the streams last year, I think. And the first thing he did the thing that he revealed on the channel was, oh, you know what? She used to listen to One Direction. I'm like, I'm not embarrassed by that fact. And I did not listen to that much of One Direction, but okay. Okay. But yeah.
I used to be super embarrassed because there was like this odd pressure to not listen to One Direction and Justin Bieber back then. But yeah, I used to listen to a lot of One Direction. I
Nice.
wasn't a super fan, but I genuinely enjoyed their music. And I think life just became easier once I embraced my love for them.
Nice. I also, yeah. It kind of becomes easier for you to also make friends post that because then you know which friends you need and which friends are going to judge you. And you don't need people to judge you. But okay. So, should we move on to the next book on your list, or do you have any more
I
books?
think I'm done. Yeah, I was going to talk about the book thief also, but it is like this. I think when we get on a stream together, then next time I'll save it for this because I would like to have like a proper discussion. Have you read the book thief?
Yeah. I've read the book thief.
Yeah.
You know, I had my
So we will save it.
yeah. Sure, we can save it for the next time also. I just had a very small story about when I was reading it. So I had my chemistry board exam the next day for class 12, 12th, and my father walked into my room at 2 in the morning, and I was crying because somebody had died in the book,
Yeah.
and I was crying very badly because I just couldn't stop my tears, and I was like really, really crying. And he thought I'm crying because I was worried about the exam.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I was just crying because a fictional character had died.
Yeah. This book has made me cry more than anything else. It really, same experience. I've cried a lot because of the book.
Yeah, I loved the book, especially the letter that you. Okay, we can
We'll
discuss.
get into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, this book deserves like a stream of its own.
yeah. Did you like the movie? I was very
I haven't
disappointed.
watched it
Yeah.
because I heard from everyone around me that it's very disappointing. Yeah.
Yes. Do not go through the turmoil of watching the movie.
I remember checking out the trailer to see whether I should watch it or not. I don't want to ruin like my experience of
Yeah.
it. And yeah, the trailer was not promising at all.
Nice. Yeah, it's not at all good. But that's one. Are there also any books that are there also any movies that you saw after having read the book and then you hated the movie?
Mm, I think The Room.
Okay. I thought
Yeah,
the
I love
movie was nice.
it. Wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's just that I had such a set idea for what I wanted the characters
Got
to
it.
look like that and because in the book you can tell that it had been many years, and in the movie it goes by pretty quickly because it's a movie.
Right.
I felt, yeah, I don't think I think it was a pretty good adaptation, but I wasn't very happy with it.
And what are your favorite adaptations?
um I haven't completely read The Sharp Objects, but I think that's a very, very good adaptation. Have you watched Sharp Objects?
No, I haven't seen Sharp
You should
Objects.
check it out. It's a very good mini series on
Nice.
Hotstar.
And I'll do that. And I will also take a few comments now. Wait, I'm just seeing.
You'll also take a few.
I'll also take a
Sorry.
few comments. I'll take a few
Yeah,
comments.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What is your okay? This is by Siddharth Lama. I'm so sorry. What's your take on hardcore non-fiction readers sort of belittling fiction readers for not reading something that adds value to your life?
I've always thought that was such a useless argument
Right.
because fiction adds so much value. Like way, I mean, I wouldn't say way more than non-fiction, but each book serves its own purpose. I think it's, I don't know. I've always thought you people who belittle fiction readers, like non-fiction readers who belittle fiction readers, I've always felt like all of them have the sort of personality
Hmm.
where, I mean, have you heard of any valid arguments ever from them? Like,
Yeah, I
I've
haven't.
never liked those people for who they are. It's like a
Right.
personality I try to avoid.
I think, and this is something that we've been. I think I think every book, when read in a right time, in a right setting, will add value to your life. When people say that, hey, non-fiction is better than fiction, you're reading fiction because you're a little immature, I disagree a lot because I think fiction has really helped me personally, especially when it comes to empathy and emotions and growth that way, emotional growth. So it's like every book that you pick will be a sort of self help if you allow it to be self help.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, that's my take. And I really hate it when people belittle not only just fiction, but also belittle certain like, hey, you can't read Chetan Bhagat or you can't read say Shakespeare because hey, this is better and this is what is being read right now. I mean, to each his own. Let the people enjoy the process of reading because
Yeah,
then
that is super subjective.
yeah, stop being the teacher. Although I just realized ABAM say I sometimes become the teacher, but well, that's an exception.
Reminded me of somebody I used to know who would do that quite a lot. And that had me reading The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari in sixth standard. What would
Don't
somebody
enjoy it? I've tried reading The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari so many times and I've not enjoyed the experience.
It is not a good book. It is not.
And so many people used to talk about this book actually.
Yeah, the hype back then was great. I think it was one of the first like self-help books that became super popular, maybe because of that.
I
But
also remember The Alchemist was very popular and it took me
yeah,
3 months to read that book. And that
I still haven't finished it.
you know the alchemist, so my usual speed before reading the before coming across Alchemist was 2 to 3 days I'll finish off a book. Then Alchemist happened, it took me 3 months. And uske baad se I kind of never survived and I never got back to 2 to 3 days one single book. And since then I've just been like, okay, it takes me at least a week to finish a book. Unless and until it's very short. And I kind of hate Alchemist for that. I mean, I do not say that it's a bad book. It just didn't work well for me. But it also kind of ruined my reading habits when it first came into my life. So
That
that's
one single book.
yes, as I have personal vendetta against the book. Yeah.
Fair enough. Are you a binge reader?
Yeah. Dep- Depends if I have the time. I love to binge read.
But like that has been the issue. I feel like I haven't been able to read at all because I don't have the time to binge read. And if I can't binge read, I don't want to read at all.
Yeah, I think then we become very lazy when we read because we only want to read when we have, say, 1 hour, 30 minutes, or, like more than this particular set of time. And yeah, I
I
really,
was talking about The Secret. Have you read The Secret?
I've read The Secret.
Me too.
Do you believe in,
Are we going there? Are we
okay,
going?
okay, I won't, to each his own. But I got a lot of Parker pens when when I read Secret for the first.
Vani, just give me 1 second, okay? I'm going to
Sure.
change my internet because it's messing up a lot.
Sure, sure, sure. Please take your time. Hi, guys. It's nice to have Disha on the streams. And okay, The Alchemist is not for everyone. Hand of the world, soul of the world, the wind, the sun, and not everyone is up for that understanding.
Hi, I'm back. I fixed it.
Sure.
I didn't hear you. Were we gonna go into the law of attraction on?
No, we're not. We're not going to offend people. But I was telling how, when I first read The Secret as a kid, because there was a lot of hype around it. And we were not from the generation of Instagram, etc., where we could, follow people as to, what's the cool thing to read these days, or how do I discover more cool stuff. So we would read about, I would particularly read anything and everything that would reach my ears. And Secret did. And for some time I was like, hey, let's try this. And at that point, there was this craze in school where Parker pens were like the real deal, and I only had one Parker until then, or maybe none at all. And I was like, hey, I need a lot of Parker pens in my life. And soon enough, 2 months later, I had at least 5 to 7 pens, and I was like, hey, this works. Later, I realized, oh no, it was just my birthday, and asked everyone to gift me a Parker pen. So it wasn't The Secret; it was my birthday. But yeah, if it works for you, great. It's a great way to be positive and optimistic in life.
Sure. There's, I think they also have like documentaries on The Secret, a documentary or a TV show. I can't remember.
Yeah, they have a documentary. I tried watching it. It's wouldn't recommend it particularly.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
feel like both of us have read like those all those self-help books that came. Like did you go through a phase where you hated self-help? I think I went through that, and it is because of books like this. Because I read like The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari and
I
stuff like that
never,
way too
I
early.
never, yeah, I never hated self-help. I just kind of became very good at realizing, okay, this is something that's, um, for lack of a better word, bullshit, and this is not.
Mhm.
I get very nervous when I have to. But yeah, this is not a good book, and this is not for me, and this is. So I got very good at that. And even now, 8 out of 10 times, I'm mostly right about things that I will like and things that I will not appreciate. Things that will work for me, the books that won't work for me.
Mhm.
But yeah, this has also helped me realize, because it helped me connect with a community that I really wasn't a part of. So I know even when you hate a book, there are going to be people who really, really connected with that book. And maybe you just are in a different phase in your life where you can't really associate
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
that's true for self-help. Yeah.
Yes. And I think that's true for every book, even fiction, non-fiction, and everything that comes your way. Because I remember I loved the book Thief, etc., etc. But there are certain people who are like, hey, it's not a great book. It's just very average. And I'm like, okay,
Wow.
what can we say? But yes.
Yeah, I felt a little bad when I heard that, but okay.
I know, because you obviously, there are certain books that you really love, but not everyone is going to like them. I mean,
Not everyone has good taste.
not everyone has great taste. But yeah, but on a serious note, I think like there are not everyone is going to appreciate what you like, and I think we should just get okay with that idea, because they will perhaps like something that you find extremely offensive, but it's okay. I genuinely believe in like to each his own, even when it comes to books.
Yeah, and I think I can like I think you have like great advice on this because you have to pick a book every month. And I'm sure people text you all the time saying you should have gone for this or that.
I also get hate mails sometimes. But
Really?
no, not really. That was just a little far fetched on my end, Abhi, to say that. But yeah, there are people who get very upset, which is okay, I think. So, yeah, the moment you say that you're okay with people liking the book that you don't like, you should also be okay with people who hate the book that you absolutely love. And that is something that will break your heart, and it will really, you'll be very defensive. You'll take out all your bullets and ammunition to uh, bury them in the ground, but it's just a waste of time. So, yeah, that's that.
Have you been watching anything lately?
No, I'm trying to think. I've just been watching YouTube, the usual. I've been watching a lot of this YouTube channel, which is run by two guys, Colin and Samir. That is
Uh-huh,
what I've
yeah.
been watching. And there was this Turkish show that came into my recommendations. I started watching it and I realized it's a waste of time, so I was
Is
quick
it
to
about
jump.
baking?
Sorry?
Is it about baking?
No, it was a Turkish drama, like a Sas Bahu serial.
Okay. What do you remember the name?
I kind of started watching it and I was like, why am I doing this to myself? I am way better than this. But sometimes you just need
No, you need to watch some masala content.
yep, I'd like to say my life is enough for that, but then I would just be over exaggerating. But yeah, masala content is really, really important in life. And I think that's why I tend to pick up books that are very serious, but then I always go for movies that you can just, even if you skip 15 to 30 minutes of it in one go, it really won't harm and hurt you. But yeah. And I think I did an episode, Abhi, with, I'm so sorry, I'm speaking a lot. I did an episode with Anchal Malhotra recently,
Uh-huh.
and she writes about she wrote about partition, and her major field of study is history that's really like very severe. Like you talk to people who whose stories will scar you. And she said it's so important to come back home and just watch a Govinda movie or just enjoy something that's very light,
Yeah.
because then this can get to you. And I it took me time to make peace with that, because I was like, hey, I'm reading good books. Why am I not watching good movies? Why can I not sit for a good movie? Then I was like, hey, it's okay. Then I'll have to kind of
Balance it out.
balance it out in my reading if I'm watching something serious. But yeah.
And especially like because we do a lot of videos on Chalchitra, sometimes I get into that mindset where I'm like, I'll be watching a very shitty movie that I've already watched 50,000 times before, and I'm watching it yet again. I keep telling myself that maybe you should watch something that you can probably recommend.
That actually happens a lot. You start feeling guilty about the content that you really like.
Mhm.
And I think we have to snap out of it, because otherwise we'll hate doing what we do. Because we'll start monitoring the very aspect that brings us joy. And I think that's wrong. Have you also been, is there also anything else that you've been facing trouble with? Like you said, Kiabi, it's not a feedback
Turning
call, I
into
promise.
one of those calls.
it's,
Are
it's,
people enjoying this? I think we are ignoring the chat a lot. Are we ignoring the chat more than do you?
this is something that came, yeah.
Okay, we'll
Uh,
give them 2 minutes of attention and then we'll.
okay. If you haven't already liked the stream, please do like. Yes, guys, Jibin is saying all the right things. Please like the stream. The more you like the stream, the more this video gets recommended to people. But yeah, Bokraj is saying that there's a reason it's called guilty pleasure. But I do not remember who told me this, but they were like, there should be no guilty pleasures. You should not feel guilty about enjoying something. You should not, pleasure should not bring guilt. And I was like, that's a note to self.
Yeah, I was watching Jab We Met the other day and I thought, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I know how the movie goes. I can probably narrate the whole story backwards.
If it's not very offensive and it's not very uncomfortable, what are your guilty pleasures in terms of movies? Jab We Met could be one.
Yeah, let's stick to Bollywood so that that'll narrow down the range
Sure.
a little.
Let's do that.
But yeah, I'm not guilty. I don't know if we should use the word guilty because what if someone genuinely really like because it's a good movie.
It is a good movie. Jab We Met is a good movie.
Um yeah, I don't want to offend anyone if I take the name of their favorite movie. Um I love watching Imran Khan movies. I think we've spoken about this.
I really like Imran Khan.
Yeah, I miss him a lot. I went through a major Imran Khan phase, and I used to have all his movies saved on my laptop. This was like before Netflix, those torrent days. So I had downloaded all his movies and I used to watch them.
I really liked Imran Khan. I think he was absolutely wonderful. I especially liked that part. This is one of my favorite songs is Mera Tujhse Hai Pehle Ka Naata Koi. Yun hi nahi. And I remember like that scene from Jab We Met where he just crashes in the floor singing this song.
Jaane Diya Jaane Na.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is the reason why I like this movie, and this is the reason why I'll see it like 10 more times maybe. But yeah, that's
Yeah, that's a very
nice.
good movie. Have you watched it's not a good film, but I enjoy watching it even then. Mere Brother Ki Dulhan.
It's ridiculous,
It
but
is, yeah.
so it's really nice, especially how I the first time I saw it, I really got confused as to okay, what just happened right now, where his brother's fiance comes in, girlfriend comes in, and then he kind of takes her away, and then they run away, and then he gets married to her. I'm just yeah. It took me
I
time.
really enjoyed I Hate Love Stories. I thought it
I
was
really enjoyed it as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I actually liked the movie a lot.
I tried to steal his whole personality.
You did?
Yeah. Like, I'm anti-love from now on because it looks so good on Imran Khan.
Nice. And are there any other movies that you really like?
Trying to think of more. You share some of yours, maybe they'll ring a bell.
I really liked Dil Dhadakne though. I
Oh
was the
yeah.
first time I saw it, I was like, oh, this is my family. सब ऊपर ऊपर से बात करते हैं. It was just like, it. I don't want it to become a therapy session, but it was very relatable,
It
and
was.
it
Yeah.
was. And people who
Each
can't.
and every character was so beautiful, and like you've seen these people in real life.
Yes, and I was actually talking to one of my friends yesterday, and I told him, like, there are two kinds of people that you come across. One who will relate with the characters of Dil Dhadakne Do, and the others who won't. Do not befriend the ones who don't. But yeah, that's that. They've had a very nice, stable life.
Yeah. I mean, don't quote me on this, but I think I read this in some interview or like some, I watched it in some video that apparently Zoya Akhtar went to a friend's wedding in Delhi and like she took notes there. She was observing all the aunties, and that is what the characters are based on.
Very. This can be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also really liked. Okay, so I also really liked Two States,
The movie or the book?
the movie.
I'm sure you've read the book also.
I there was this time where I was like, okay, fine, I started getting Chetan Bhagat books because I was like, hey, I've already read these and these are in the library, so I just need to get more of his books, like
Mhm.
anything that comes out. But then there came a point where I was just like, okay, nahi, ye mujhse nahi hoga. I'm done.
No, when I was reading them, I enjoyed them immensely, and I didn't know that this is something I'm not supposed to be reading or enjoying. It happened much later on. So even I have read, I think, a lot of his books. I've read Two
I
States,
Yeah,
um,
One Night at
Final
the
Point,
Parsons,
or
yeah,
something.
Five
Yeah,
Points.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
the moment I fell out of the Chetan Bhagat thing was something 2020, Love 2020, Love Revolution 2020. I think
Yeah.
that's when I was like, okay, okay, I can't read it. I'm sorry.
I think that was the same. Yeah, that book did it for me too. But Two States, I remember enjoying it a lot, and I think it was the first book that I'd read. That it's completely based on his life, right? It's a true story.
I'm not sure.
I think so. Yes, I think someone can tell us in the chat, but I think it's completely based on his story with his wife.
Okay.
And because I knew that before reading the book, I was very fascinated because I think it was the first book I'd read that was based on real life incidents.
Nice.
Yeah, I think so. It's based on his actual story.
Okay. Okay, what's your take on fictional mythology? Okay.
I like heavy questions. We get such silly questions on our streams on Sunday.
Really? What kind of questions do you get on your streams?
No, because our conversations are usually very silly and like don't have a direction. So
Yeah.
people will ask random questions. But yeah, definitely, yeah.
Someone has commented, really, I kind of liked Revolution 2020. Hey,
I
Rohan.
can't remember the who
I
was
don't
it
think,
politician charged.
I just remember the protagonist coming home with a lot of balloons and something happening there. Nothing else. That's the only image I have from the book.
Is Half Girlfriend based on that, or is that a completely different book of his?
I think that's a completely different book. I
Never
don't even
read
know what
about
Half
it.
Girlfriend is about. I do not want to sound very arrogant, but I do not know. But there was this phase where I really knew what was happening. There was this, like, I remember reading Two States, I remember watching Two States, and then I just kind of got bored. I think also evolved as what I, as a reader, but yeah.
Bokraj is saying Vani serves the no nonsense reader demographic. You do. That's why I am here to balance it out.
Okay. I'm not sure.
So,
I
yeah, Raisal is saying yes, him and his wife Anusha. So it is based on.
Nice. Two states. God. Well, yeah. Is there also are there also any other Indian authors that you've read and you've particularly enjoyed them?
I don't want to talk about this now because then I won't have.
Ah, got it. So we've gotten a little sneak peek into your episode eventually.
Yeah, I'm very worried about running out of things to talk about because if I'm like streaming on my own and then with Hindol and I'll be making videos also.
But you can always repeat content because, like you can always repeat a recommendation because once you do it in the stream, it will be different. The way you talk about it in the stream versus how you talk about it in the episode. Because
Mhm.
that'll be perhaps more concise and more direct and formal, and this will be very informal. So don't worry about running out of recommendations. Because I also think you'll be discovering more content. It'll be a very and the moment you feel that you're running out of content, there'll always be a solution to it.
Then I'll just call you to help me out on first.
It's like, what movie should I recommend next? I think we should go for Mere Brother Ki Dulhan. That's nice.
But there has to be like some video essay out there talking about what an important role Imran Khan played in all of our lives.
Yeah. Not an important role, but he was like, yeah. There was this time I remember, like Ranbir Kapoor and Imran Khan came out together, and I was secretly rooting. I liked both of them, but I also kind of felt bad when Imran Khan's movies weren't working well because I was like, hey, I liked it. Why are they not working well? Like the same thing happened when Rocket Singh released, and I
Mhm.
was like, hey, why is it not working well? I think it's a wonderful movie. And then but then, do you remember that movie that Imran Khan did? Was it Luck?
I do.
And the climax of the movie where you realize his heart is actually,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what
I
is
spoke a lot about this movie because like Squid Games is completely kind of like that, but with a better ending.
right? And I was just like, okay, um, this is a new biology fact that I've read nerd that I
Is
was.
that possible though? Or did they just make that up?
No, I think that's possible. Can someone please confirm it in the comments? Because I was like, oh god, it
I really liked the movie. I thought it was a very fresh concept, like back then.
yeah. I I like how if you go back and you notice everyone is just wearing black, so they've set a tone for the entire movie. I think most of the characters were only dressed in black and white, but yeah. Someone has said luck was a joke. Got it.
Are we going to defend the movie?
But no. I'm not going to defend them. There was also this movie Kidnap.
Oh, yeah.
And there was this book that had come out in Scholastic that year called Kidnapped. I was so excited about the movie because I thought it will be based
This time.
on
Yeah.
that book. Turns out it wasn't. Biggest disappointment in life, but okay. Are there also any podcasts that you listen to, Disha?
Not really. I'm not. I mean, I used to. I don't listen to a lot of serious podcasts that I can recommend, but I
Okay.
used to listen to like podcasts done by YouTubers. Is it called Free the Girls? Have you heard of Free the Girls?
No,
It's
I
like
have.
a very these 20 somethings talking about their life. Two
Okay,
girls getting drunk and then talking about their like spilling the tea.
nice.
Not like the vibe of your
Maybe-
stream, but
I was
it's a
gonna
fun.
say maybe you and I can try that, but with a glass of water, because we are what's it, family friendly channel. But yeah,
Yeah, we can do that. But what tea will we spill on like everyone else from the team?
I think it should be for patrons only.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
We shouldn't risk our lives and for anyone who's watching us for free. But yeah, that's. Someone has said that, hey Disha, I really like the tracks of Kidnap. Do you remember any songs from Kidnap? Because I do not.
No. The only thing I remember from Kidnap is that scene where he like makes her put her hand on the table and then he tries to do that thing with the knife.
Okay.
Do you remember that? No.
I saw it like long ago.
Yeah, that is the only thing I remember from Kidnap, and that there was Imran Khan and Manisha Lamba. Mini Sabal.
She was in Bachna Hasino. This is what I remember.
Did you like that film?
No, I did not. I did not like that movie. I did not enjoy it.
It was such a problem.
I don't remember if the movie did well because I
Did
did not.
not, but the songs were pretty nice.
Yeah, the songs were nice.
Hmm. I don't
But
think the movie did well.
I did not like the movie. I've had this thing against Playboy, Playgirl movies. I don't know
Oh,
if that's the right term. But I
uh-huh.
was always like, oh no, it's just, I don't know.
So did you like I Hate Love Stories? Because it's not exactly Playboy, Playgirl, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice.
Mhm.
It's about so now let's talk some like okay. It's about the evolution of somebody and he just opens up emotionally and he starts accepting that oh, there is room for emotions, there's room for things that are way deeper than the surface level conversations that we have. Bachna Hasino was more like, hey, I like you, but I don't like you enough. I like you, but I don't like you enough. So I'm just going to move on to the next person. I like you, but I don't like you enough. Oh, I like you. Will you be here? And then when she's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, I wronged all the other girls. And then he goes back and apologizes to only three of them, or maybe two of them. I don't remember. I think only two of them. Yeah. And
There are only two, right? I think the third one is the one who rejects him,
yeah,
and
it's just I do not like the concept.
it was horrible. Yes.
I just I mean there are people who would have loved the movie, but I just
I
no.
mean, back then, yes. I don't think like anyone would defend the movie Abhi at all. I mean, I hope not.
Yeah. Someone has said I
I'm
had a
really enjoying watching like morally gray women who like reach positions of power by scamming the system.
are you asking me if I like that?
I have been enjoying watching that type of content a lot. Do you enjoy it?
I I don't think I've seen a lot of stuff like that. What I've been enjoying right now is women who. So we are kind of used to seeing women in characters that are either black or white. Either
Mhm.
she's terrible or she's like completely honest and nice and she'll cook you food and everything. What I've been enjoying recently is how they're portraying the the decision making that women go through every day, where it's
Mhm.
just not exactly white or black, but it's exactly gray. And you kind of see yourself there because you make those same decisions every day. So it doesn't make you good or bad, but they're just portraying a character that, exists and it just makes people see women in that light. And she's just not a mother anymore or a daughter anymore. She's somebody who's her own personality. So that's sort of.
The first time I saw this was probably in Fleabag, and I feel like that is why it was such a success.
Yes. Because it's just relatable. This is how you have. I don't know if you do
This is
that.
what women are like.
Yeah, you have conversations in the head every day. Uh, I love wearing the masks. So, this is okay. I really enjoy wearing masks now after COVID. And I remember when there was COVID going on, when we started wearing masks, I started having those dialogues out loud. So when we kind of started putting like out loud in the sense like this mask in my mouth is moving, like why does he need to do that? And then what happened when we kind of got rid of the masks
Mhm.
was that I sometimes used to forget initially that okay, I don't have a mask on because my face would just go like, why would you do that? And then he's like, did you say something? And I'm like, no, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm still the nice person you know me for. But yeah. Have you? Okay, you haven't seen Brooklyn Nine. I'm sorry. Yeah, somebody has asked Tintin the reporter my thoughts on Rosa Diaz and Amy Santiago. Those are two characters in Brooklyn Nine Nine. I really, really liked Rosa Diaz, And Amy Santiago was a little annoying, but then I realized I could potentially be her when I was a school kid, so I shouldn't hate her much, but I hated her at times.
I think you could be like, from whatever little I know about those characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to make notes and binders and
True.
very ridiculous.
Do you think if we went to the same school, we would be friends?
Why not? I mean, I hope we'd be friends. I hope you choose me to be your friend, Disha. That would be
No,
nice.
I don't think the decision.
I think so. I mean, I don't know how you were in school. Were you nice, obedient, and a teacher's pet?
Until like seventh grade, I guess.
We could have been friends until the seventh grade then.
After that, I was just like, I was, that like I was going through the teenager phase, the proper. You didn't go through that angsty.
I did, but it was in front of my parents because I cared a lot about what my teachers think of me. But I think in class 11th and 12th, I was just like too tired. No, 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 no. No.
Because the thing is, Hindal is my senior, and we went to the same college, but we never spoke in college.
Nice. So he was how, like, what was the gap?
Just a year, he was just a year older, but we were also in different streams. So maybe that's why. Like, I have a memory of talking to him, and it's a very fun story. I'll tell you off stream. You can't share it here. But yeah, it's crazy how we never spoke in college, and now we are such good friends.
Nice. It,
I wish
that,
you'd come to Bombay, Abhi. It would have been fun to catch up with everyone together.
I really want to actually. You know what? Vaibhav and I also never spoke in college. He was 2 years my
Huh?
senior. Yeah, he was my senior, but we never spoke in college. And then now we
No,
talk.
but 2 years is like, makes sense, understandable.
Yeah, but our college was really tiny place.
Yeah.
Every
Acha.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't like in a big city like Bombay. It was in a small village, a
Mhm.
remote village in the foothills of Himachal. But yeah,
Did we ignore some question by Pokraj? Because I can see a sad smiley.
mm, I'm not sure.
Vaani Disha and I will be besties, absolutely.
Yeah, we're very likable people otherwise, no?
I mean, our internet personalities, sure.
Do you think so? Do you ever think that if people were to meet you in person, very there'll be a huge contrast between your personality, which is like right now, versus something that's off camera.
I think so, yeah. I come off a little like, I think Hindal and Vaibhav can answer that question for you because they met me
Right.
last week,
Right.
and I think they were a little like taken aback by me, or maybe just in my head. I don't know,
We
but
should.
only recently I've started opening up a little more on streams and stuff. So
Yeah. Nice.
otherwise, if you only watch my videos, I don't think it does justice to, because firstly I'm so awkward and shy and
Justice to
talking.
your personality and your character.
Yeah, and like I'm purposely talking softly because I heard my voice in one of the videos and I was thinking, why am I screaming and I sound so annoying? I need to like modulate it better so that it's a little more soothing.
You know, that's why I stopped going back to my streams because I was like, hey, I can't. Because you have, I do not know if this happens to you, but I really hate my voice. So, yeah. So I hate my voice. And I would go back to, oh shit, why am I screaming at this point? Why am I laughing here? Oh my god, I have such a terrible laughter. And then after some time, I was like, hey, I cannot and I do not want to give so much headspace to something that trivial. So I stopped doing that completely, altogether. But yeah.
Sometimes my mom will be watching my videos and she'll be in a completely different room, and I'll have to run from my room to hers to tell her to turn it off because I just can't bear to hear my voice.
But yeah, I kind of just politely disappear when hear someone playing my video.
Until you let them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Views. Like,
That's
hey, if you're enjoying it, it's okay. But yeah.
hmm.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like
you
how
also had. Oh, yeah, go on.
someone commented, unbayan. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. I hate my recorded voice too. So
Oh yeah, I think that's universal. Everyone hates their record. I wonder if that's the case with singers also.
I can't imagine Arijit Singh crying to his Chuchana.
Oh yeah, I wonder where he goes to, what songs he listens to.
It is
And
to Mohit Chauhan.
yeah, that would be so weird, right?
Yeah, let me just play some Mohit Chauhan because I want to cry right now. Because my voice just makes me feel disgusted. But yeah,
Can we play songs in streams?
I am not sure.
That would be a lot of fun if we could just like
I think we
create
can, but like वो रुक रुक के आएगा.
actual.
And also there might be a copyright issue after. I'm not sure, but we can definitely try this out.
Yeah, for the next one. Amritansh is asking, have you guys met in real life?
No, Disha and I have not. We plan on meeting soon though.
Not
Sometime.
yet. Vani met my best friend.
I
And
did, yes.
yeah.
It
She
was really
really liked you. She told me you were very tiny.
I
We played.
I get that a lot. Sometimes people imagine like a very tall person would walk in and then they see a tiny individual and I'm like, yeah, I'm here. Hi. But yes.
Did you
Tushar is
change your
asking.
audio?
Sorry?
Did you change your audio?
No, I did not. Did
Oh, I
something?
think the mic hasn't been working for a bit because there was a clear change in your this.
Oh my god. Okay.
I thought you knew, so that's why I didn't bring it up, but I wanted to.
No, 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 I did not. I'm sorry. You
No
had.
worries. Yeah, this is fine as well.
Someone has said, can't find the question right now. Is it awkward right now? I think it gets awkward when you go quiet, but otherwise it's nice. This is like our first date.
I'm enjoying this a lot. The only thing is, I wish I was sitting on the other side because I don't have any support to like lean on. So my back is hurting a lot.
Do you have back issues, Disha?
I do.
Shit.
But like,
Early,
it's
early.
unreasonable to like sit without support for at
You know what?
least an
Sometimes,
hour.
yeah, you went like this, and sometimes in my Friday streams, I go like this because my back is hurting, and I just go like this, and then I'm like, oh, I'm streaming. So my hand just goes like this, and I'm like, okay, cool. You just calm down, but okay. But
No, I'm liking this a lot. I thought it'll be a little like, I mean, we haven't spoken in so long. So I
it
was
just
worried it'll be
feels like
weird,
a
but
Zoom
I'm
call
enjoying
right
this.
now. It
Huh?
just feels like a Zoom call right now. But this has been really, really nice, Disha. I know we said we'll stop streaming at 10:45, and I just looked at the time and it's way, way past that. But
An indication that this was successful.
yes, the first date went well, and perhaps next time we can hold more serious classes as well.
I'm done. Next time I'll invite you to my stream.
That'll be nice. And I'll be very happy to join you in the streams.
Okay, done.
But all the best for your solo streams. Guys,
Thank
all of you who do not know, Disha is going to start doing her individual streams starting next week. And there's also this teaser that we've released for the Jose episode. Do watch it, do check it out. It's absolutely amazing. And stay tuned for Disha's solo streams.
you. What if I don't go live? Even then, just stay tuned. It's
Yeah,
gonna happen
it'll happen
one
one
day or
day.
the other. It'll
Just
happen.
push Disha to do solo streams so that, hold her accountable.
Done.
I think that'll be nice. But thank you so much, guys, for joining. I hope you're reading Bird by Bird. And we'll also hold Disha accountable through the stream
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna try to go.
that she is reading Bird by Bird. But this has been really nice, Disha. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
And I'll see you later. I'll just end the stream in some time.
Done, done. I'll take your leave.
Bye bye. Have
Bye.
a
Good
good
night.
evening.
Bye, guys.
Hi everyone. So it was so much fun with Disha right now on the stream. I was a little conscious because I realized after having washed my hair 10 times it's still very oily because of the color. Not the thing you confess on live streams, but okay. But this has been really nice, and Disha is going to do her solo stream starting next week. So I hope all of you guys are equally excited for them, and do stay tuned for the same. And I'll take your leave now, and do keep on reading board by board. I'm particularly enjoying reading the book, and I hope you guys are liking it as well. And thank you so much for staying, guys. I'm so glad Pokraj made it until the end of the stream. But really nice seeing you guys, and I'll see you again next week. I'll see you again tomorrow. And yeah, I think that's that. Have a good evening and happy Holi, and take care of yourself. Oil your face before you go out in front of the colors to avoid the stains. Because my face is red right now because I didn't follow that through. But I'll see you guys. Have a